Hey, Jamie, when you are playing away at Anfield, or say in Old Trafford, one of the really big stadiums against a big club, do you find decisions not going your way? I mean, the fans will often say it, but you as a player on the pitch?
We was normally 4-5-0 down by then, Adam, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, look, it's that feeling that you get when you're at Old Trafford and Anfield. You know, you come up against them. It does feel like they get certain big moments, and you know, Liverpool, seem to be a team that kind of get away with a few things. But you know, I think Jose will probably know, being in the dressing rooms over the years at Liverpool, that they've got away with some big decisions. That's for sure.
Jose, do you think the decisions went your way a little bit more in front of Anfield? Because we know how electric that crowd is. You can feel it on the television. You don't even need to be there in the stadium. It comes across no matter where you see it.
Yeah, that's why the VAR come into the scene, you know, to be more really 50-50 to the teams. It's true, but not just Liverpool. It used to be United with the time of Ferguson as well. Oh my God, how many were on Trafford, and why? Because the referees were scared really sometimes to give a bad decision to a team like this, because they know in the day after they're gonna be in the press everywhere and they're gonna talk so bad about the referee. I think now, I don't think it's a big problem, to be honest. He didn't give a yellow to Millie because he didn't want to give a yellow to Millie, because if you go to VAR and you check, it's a yellow. You know what I mean? So it's very, very different times. I think in that time, definitely I agree with Jamie, definitely, that definitely big teams, not just Liverpool, Manchester United and these kind of teams, definitely when you play at home, the referee was a little bit more scared to give something away, yeah.
Jose, he's talking rubbish. You don't get nothing at Anfield, nothing.
To be honest with you, it's true. I agree with you. You know, in terms of when you play in a big team like this, and like you say, in that times that Liverpool and United they were running everything. You know, I think the referees, like I say, you can see they had a mistake against the team that play against LFC or United, and it wasn't a problem day after on the press or anything. It wasn't a problem. It's just Liverpool or United they won. You know, simple as that. But if it was something against them, and more, I'm talking, I know I don't want to say, but I'm talking more about United, the time Ferguson was the manager. How many times United got away with so much stuff and playing at Old Trafford? You know, and maybe 7 minutes added when it should have been 3. How many times we spoke about scoring the 95th, 96, 97 goals there? When now it doesn't really happen, and that's why come VAR, even if it has a lot of mistakes still, that's why VAR coming to the scene, you know, because it's more fair. And if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. But even then, the referees is still having mistakes, so I don't understand, really. But it's what it is.
Yeah, okay. What do you think of the refereeing decisions overall so far this season, Jamie? It's just got me thinking. There's an interview up on our YouTube channel, Stadium Astro. I spoke to Thomas Tuchel yesterday. He wasn't particularly happy with some of the decisions there, and he was very honest in his conversation with me, questioning, this is supposed to be English football, things are supposed to happen, why is this happening, and so forth. So I could see his frustration, I could hear it. If anybody wants to see again, it is up right now. What do you think of how decisions have been made this season, with the bar being set with VAR and all of that?
Yeah, I think it's changed, right? I think last season, I think people were complaining that VAR got involved too much, and you know, if there was the slightest touch, you know, because there wasn't fans in the ground as well, you could hear everything, and people were going over a little bit easier. This season, it does seem to be different. They're letting things go a lot more. You know, there's some, you know, tough tackles and sort of 50-50s that maybe they're letting go. They're being inconsistent with how they're using VAR. Sometimes they're using it, sometimes they're not. I think the referees are just getting things wrong. I think what happened a little bit, and this may be an issue, I think referees relied on VAR too much last season. So they relied on them to make decisions. Now the ball's been put back in the referee's court to make decisions, and I think they're getting a few of them wrong. Like that one there today with Milner, that you've got to send him off. As much as you don't want to ruin the game and we all want to enjoy a great spectacle, you have to send Milner off there. And that's just human error. The
point of contention, Jose, for Thomas Tuchel yesterday, and I haven't seen a referee being so passionate about it in a while was the goal that was disallowed, Werner's goal, as he was saying that the foul committed by Azpilicueta, I'm not sure if you saw the highlights, but it happened 30 seconds before the ball was in the back of the net. That's why Thomas Tuchel was upset, passage of play and all of that. So do you think that maybe the referees need to take a look at themselves and how they're implementing some of these rules?
Yeah, I think. Listen, if they want to implement VAR, and obviously they want to, that's why it's there, they have to follow the rules 100%, in my opinion. But then it's for everyone exactly the same. I agree with Jamie here. For example, today, Millie, it was a yellow. It was a yellow. And the foul 30 seconds before, they should have done it 30 seconds before that. You cannot cancel a goal when it's 30 seconds, 40 seconds after. You should have stopped it before then. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of gameplay then until you cancel that. Because just keep going maybe and you can go 5 minutes before the goals go out and you say, okay, it was a foul 4 minutes ago before they scored. You know, it's like sometimes they take it too far and sometimes they don't. They don't understand. And listen, I'm going against my own team here, but today, Millie, in any single case that anyone that see the images is a second yellow. Simple as that, you know? So why you don't give it? And probably you say, okay, because they want to be less strong, you know, the Premier League used to be like this. Okay, fair enough. But then you go to another game, it happened the same thing, and it's a yellow. So when is the right one then? When you want to leave it a little bit more or when you don't? So that's why I believe if the VAR want to work, they need to follow the rules very strictly. If it's a yellow, it's a yellow. If it's a fault, it's a fault. Simple as that, doesn't matter who you play against. Because if not, we come back to the same thing, to the judgment of the referee. So why is VAR there? You know what I mean? That's a bit my opinion. Obviously, I respect everyone. I don't like VAR at all. I used to love how I used to play football. You know, a lot of tackles in the Premier League. You don't see elbows in the corners. I'm not...
That's because you was horrible to play against, Jose. You used to foul everyone.
I mean, like, to be honest with you, that's what fans love to see as well. At the moment with VAR, I like it in terms of, I like it more for the smaller teams because it's more fair. But sometimes you don't know if they follow the rules or not. Like we said today about Jamie, you know, it was a yellow. It's definitely a yellow. Who's gonna say it's not a yellow? This. You know what I mean? Even if you ask Klopp honestly behind the scenes, he's going to tell you it's a yellow. And then you play against Brentford, for example, and it happened exactly the same, and then we give the second yellow and a red card. So when is the right one then? Would you follow the rules or is the judgment of the referee? That's what I'm really still struggling to understand with VAR.
Jamie, in defence of Jose, I mean, he would do anything to win. He even played in goal for Liverpool against his former side, Newcastle.
I mean,
yeah, he did it once. Kept a clean sheet as well. I think we should throw that in. So Liverpool's most successful goalkeeper ever, 0 goals conceded in his entire career. Amazing.